Well, I'll tell you, the host profiles are certainly improving, aren't they? Just thousands of people across Arizona saying, you know what, I'm glad Pat got the haircut. It really is much more becoming than what he's been doing with the bald spot. That is Teddy sitting next to Renee. And that's not Renee, that's Pat. But sitting next to me and in between Pat and Teddy is Renee. Hi.
How are you?
Oh, listen, well, I'm fine, and I understand that you're going to make me better. But first, you're going to talk to me about how it is that hands-on healing can take place, not just in a massage area or when you go to a therapy gym, but also with your pet.
Well, first of all, Reconnective Healing isn't necessarily hands-on healing. So it comes in handy for animals that you cannot approach or get up close to, like animals who are wild, that might be injured out in the wild or in the zoo.
You call it reconstructive healing, right?
Reconnective Healing.
Reconnective, excuse me.
So Reconnective Healing benefits animals the same that it can benefit human beings, in that it alleviates dis-ease in the body. All bodies, spiritual body, physical body, emotional body, and mental body.
Could you define it for us, reconnective healing?
Reconnective healing is a new form of healing on the planet. The scientists are discovering that it is a newly accessible level of healing that is here for the first time. It's a very comprehensive bandwidth of frequencies that go beyond what has been available here, such as Reiki and therapeutic touch and other energetic bandwidth.
This is different than those things?
This is much different. In fact, the scientists are discovering that it's different. And when I arrived here, I did one of your associates, I had her feel the frequencies, and she felt it right away, and noticed also in someone else that she immediately went into what we call a register. Her eyes went into rapid eye movement as soon as I started working with her hand.
She does that often when I speak to her, but it's usually just boredom. She comes into the office today. She comes into the office, I'm standing there, and she said, I don't know whether you believe in this kind of thing or not, but I just had an experience with our guest, Renee, and it was amazing. What did you do?
Want me to show you what I did?
Sure, absolutely. I would like to have some rapid eye movement myself.
Well, let's see if that happens.
So, okay, now what do we do? Do I sit here?
You're just, all you're going to do is give me your hand.
Yes.
One hand, just one hand.
Yeah.
Like this. Sorry to get comfortable here.
All right.
Can you turn towards me a little bit?
All right.
Okay. Turn your hand here. Now, all I'm going to do is you're going to keep your eyes open. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to come in, and it's as if my hand just kind of goes into a float. And I start feeling the frequencies, and I just engage. Now, not everybody feels this right away. And the sensations can be quite different from one person to the other because it is a full spectrum of frequencies. So people experience them differently. Do you feel anything?
Yes.
And what do you feel?
A kind of energy flow.
Okay, and now let me ask you another question, Pat.
And by the way, you know that I wouldn't lie to you. Just if I didn't feel anything, I would tell you that.
And so as I move further away from your hand, what do you notice?
A different kind of feel. I don't know what that is. For lack of a better term, it almost feels magnetic.
That's a very good term. So it's
now, we haven't done this before, and this is really the first time that we've chatted other than my admiring the dog.
That's right. That's right. And so I'm going to actually move further, a little further and further away, and see if you notice anything.
Just something similar to the magnetic pull, that kind of thing. And it's very, very interesting. Now, how is this different than Reiki?
Well, as a matter of fact, I was a Reiki master teacher.
Reiki.
I was a Reiki master teacher for 11 years before I met Dr. Eric Pearl in 2000 and started my journey with this work. Reiki, you work like this, up close usually, or within a couple inches of the body, like most other.
Is it the same principle?
Not at all, because what you noticed is I moved further away, it actually changed and became stronger. And that's what the scientists are finding all over the world in the laboratories, blind studies, different scientific teams.
So we don't just have to trust Renee.
No.
We can actually take a look, doing our own research, which I always recommend to people. Look it up, find out what kind of basis in science there is for this.
That's correct. In fact, there's a whole book called The Science of Reconnective Healing by Konstantin Karakov, who's out of Russia. And his team has done a great deal of research on this work.
Now, there's a gentleman coming in, and it was the one that you mentioned before, and we'll talk about his visit in just a moment. We've only got a couple of minutes, and I want to make sure that we know that this also is applicable to our pets.
Well, as a matter of fact,
particularly one that is a nervous wreck, twitching, and totally and completely out of control.
Well, see, he actually entrained. You know, he was a little excited when he got in here. So as I was working with you, he's actually feeling it too.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so when we work with animals, and you know, we have the fundraiser coming up this weekend over at Dream Chaser, Equine Rescue and Rehabilitation and Animal Sanctuary, and we'll be showing people how they can easily access these frequencies and interact with animals this weekend.
And if people are really interested enough to want to see a demonstration, where do they go?
They should go to the www.thereconnection.com. And they can go to the schedule of events and find the posting for that and where we're going to be.
And it's going to be when?
Saturday, March 24th.
So much easier to work with this little fella than a big horse.
Actually, it's very easy to work with a horse.
Oh, really?
And Eric Pearl will be coming in as well next week, and he has several events in Phoenix introducing the work. And he discovered
And this is kind of the guru behind Reconnective work?
He doesn't think of himself as a guru because we know that everybody can interact with these frequencies. Everybody of any age group, any walk of life, anyone can easily learn how to do this work.
Well, how do we find out about Eric Pearl's visit?
Go to www.thereconnection.com.
You can hardly repeat that enough.
No, I can't.
And reconnection, one word, right?
Right.
And all the way through. It's lowercase. And as we, by the way, are going to say so long to the two of you, you want to go ahead and do some of that work as we say farewell, and we'll see you out at the Equine location when Dr. Eric Pearl shows up.